Yes, that's what I'm told. And we're reading that site, people say within a minute
The action.
of the episode being over, the
And then I
phone
don't do
rings.
anything for the next year.
Yeah, right.
I think that would really make you at ease.
The time is 6 p.m. Pelican Rapids City Council meeting of 28 of October 2025 is called to order. I'd ask those in our council chambers if you would please sign the clipboard by the back door when you leave, if you have not done so at this point, and everyone please put their phones on vibrate. Roll call of members. Danielle?
Councilmember Steve Strand.
Here.
Councilmember Shelley Gumringer.
Here.
Councilmember Kurt Markgraf.
Here.
Councilmember Don Perrin.
Here.
And Mayor Brent Frazier.
Here. Want to welcome each and every one of you here in our council chambers, those joining us by Zoom this evening, and also remember our city council meetings are on the Pelican Rapids YouTube channel and also on channel 14 on Wednesday evenings. Just a few announcements for the next few weeks. This Thursday, 11 to 12 at the library's Conversations with the Mayor. Also this Thursday, October 30th, is trick-or-treating downtown, and also the Boo Bash at Lake Region Electric. But they are going to have residential trick-or-treating in the neighborhoods on Friday, the 31st of October. Sunday, November 2nd, daylight savings time ends, so we put our clocks ahead an hour. And also on Tuesday,
Back.
back an hour, back.
Fall
Okay,
back.
good, Nick. Okay,
Spring
good.
forward, fall back.
Okay, that's how you remember it.
Yeah. But we can if you want.
We
You're the
changed our
mayor.
clocks.
You're the mayor.
Tuesday, November 11th is Veterans Day. City Hall offices will be closed, and our regularly scheduled city council meeting will be canceled. So our next city council meeting won't be till Tuesday, December 9th at 6 p.m. here at City Hall. Any other announcements? Any other
There will
announcements?
be a last meeting in November, so the next meeting will be November,
It's November, yeah,
whatever it is.
28th.
25th, I think.
25th.
Any other announcements? Hearing none, if we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item number 2 is citizens' comments. Anyone here in the council chambers for citizens' comments if you are not on the agenda? Anyone? Seeing none. Item number 3 is additions, deletions to the agenda. Any additions or deletions? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion second, discussion, discussion, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Item number 4 is approval of consent agenda, which I will read. Item number 4A is approval of council minutes from October 14th, 2025. 4B is approval of accounts payable listing. 4C1 is utility report, which was in the packet. 4C2, liquor store report, which was in the packet. And 4C3 is the police report, which was in the packet. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second that.
Motion second, discussion, discussion, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Item number 5, general obligation improvement refund bonds, Series 2025A, draft resolution, which we are going to be talking about, 2025-23. And we have Tammy Amdahl from Northland in Minneapolis, Minnesota, joining us this evening by Zoom, and she's going to present this proposal for the bond sale summary. Tammy?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Tammy Amdahl with Northland Securities has introduced
This agenda item and the resolution relates to the award of the general obligation improvement refunding bonds as noted Series 2025A. These bonds are being issued to pay a portion of the city's outstanding GO temporary improvement bonds that were issued in 2024. The city issued temporary bonds while the project was constructed, and the amount of revenue from other sources, including the Minnesota Public Finance Authority for the takeout loan, were finalized. So this morning, city staff in Northland completing the sale of the bonds. The reason there was a draft resolution in your packet is final numbers were not known until this morning and subject to approval at the meeting this evening. I would note that the bonds have been structured over a 15-year term with relatively level annual debt service. The pledge on the bonds is property taxes and special assessments that the city certified to benefiting property. The method of sale was a negotiated limited offering through Northland Securities serving as underwriter. The bonds were not rated because of the size being less than $500,000 and the cost of a rating. It did not make financial sense for the city to have a rating on these bonds. The final par amount will be $490,000, so that will be in the final resolution that was prepared this afternoon. And as noted, the takeout of the temporary bonds, and on the screen that I'm seeing before me, and I believe in the council chamber, is $5,410,000. And as you can see, only a small portion of that ultimately will be funded by the city tax levy and special assessment. The balance of that will be funded by the Public Facility Authority funds. PFA stands for Public Facility Authority, and a school payment to the city of just over $200,000. So the final rate, based upon current market conditions and as evidenced by what we call the true interest cost, which takes into account the offering price, 4.48%, and those are non-rated bonds, so a very good final rate yield for the city with respect to the bonds. With that, Mayor and Council, it would be your consideration to approve the resolution awarding the sale of the bonds in the final par amount of $490,000.
Thank you, Tammy. Lance, Danielle, do you have anything to add?
Nope.
Unless there's any questions.
Okay. So we're looking for a motion to approve the sale of bonds.
I'll make that motion.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion second, discussion, 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 discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Anything else, Tammy?
That is all. Thank you, Mayor and Council.
Thank you. Item number 6 is the Youth Bridge Center. We have a few of the youth here and their leaders here this evening. We appreciate that. I'm going to turn it over to Stacy Almaris, and she can introduce. You want to introduce the leaders you have with you, and then.
They'll introduce themselves.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So hi, thank you for having us tonight. I know it's been a little while since we've given some updates to the City Council, but we wanted to come tonight on behalf of the youth and the Bridge Center, introduce some of the youth who've been here with us for quite a while, and then some of our leaders too. So I'm Stacy Almaris, been working with the youth for the last almost 4 years, I think. And yeah, I'll have you all come up, introduce yourselves, what grade you're in, and then Kron's going to give an update of kind of what's been going on, and then we'll follow with Celeste and Dan with the Bridge Center. So they're all nervous. Come on, you got it.
If you would state your name and what grade you are in school.
I'm Yuvia, and I'm in 10th.
My name is Kelly Urbano, and I'm in 10th grade.
I'm Dominic DeLuna, and I'm in 8th grade.
I'm Jace Anderson, and I'm in 10th.
My name is Willem Unick, and I'm in 8th.
Hi, my name is Ikram Mohammed, and I'm a junior at Pelican Rapids High School. I've been with the youth for 4 years now. This year, the youth has made a lot of progress forward. We got a building, which has been a big step for us, and we've also welcomed a lot of new members into the group. We meet every Sunday to discuss ideas, learn leadership skills, and plan activities that help us grow as a team. Earlier this year, we went to a youth day at the Capitol, which was a great experience for everyone. We also divided into smaller groups to help plan community activities and events we can organize around town. Lastly, we're excited to be hosting an upcoming Scare Trail this Thursday at the Peace Trail, which will be open to all ages. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Celeste Copy. I'm the contracted project manager for the Bridge Center. I deal a lot with coordinating the project and also fundraising. So I might say a little bit about that stuff before handing the mic over to our facilities chair, Dan. He knows a lot more about the actual physical building and the state that it's in. But I would just like to say that we have a lot of gratitude for you all. So last winter you donated a significant amount, and that really breathed life into the Bridge Center as an organization. It allowed us to coordinate and seek funding from state. It's a very meaningful investment because a lot of times we're asked, do you have local investors? Is there local buy-in? And that right there answers their question, right? That's a very meaningful investment. So I want to thank you all. It allowed us to achieve the mold remediation, which we still light up about. That was a big feat for us and a big hurdle so that we could move on to other areas of the building. And then I just want to thank you. A few of you have written letters of support for other grants, and that as well is very meaningful. So we still have quite of an uphill battle, significant renovations for this project that I believe will touch so many in the community, whether it's a community group, maybe a wedding coming in, right, that can stay local in town. The youths, right? They all inspire me because of all the activity and events. I don't know if you follow them, but everything from the haunted trail to, the swim. When I think of their activities at Maplewood, their movie nights, they're doing a lot to create spaces, and that again is so significant because social isolation is still a public health concern when we think about our communities and what our communities are going through ever since the pandemic and so on and so forth. So I just come with a thank you, and we are still in the throes of fundraising. We will be there for quite some time. So if you have any leads, please let us know, and I'll hand things over to Dan.
Thank you.
Celeste. Good evening. My name is Dan Kramer, Facilities Chair at the Bridge Center. I'd like to thank all of you guys for all your support over the years. A little brief update on the facility itself. As Celeste mentioned, thanks to your donation, we were able to get the mold completely remediated. It was quite an extensive process as the flooding that they had experienced a while back had a while to take hold, let's put it that way. But it was successful, so we're very happy about that. We also got a new HVAC system, so we're ready for heating and cooling. So no matter what season we're in, we're going to be comfortable. Another thing is that in an attempt to mitigate any further water situations, we just put in new curbs. ZB Concrete did a wonderful job putting in new curb systems in that parking lot, which slopes towards the Bridge Center from the retirement home. So that should mitigate a lot. The last thing we have to do for water mitigation is some gutter extensions, and that's pretty minimal. So we're looking to complete that this year. We've also been in conversation with the county, quite in depth. They're picking an architecture firm, and what we've done is we've divided the renovations of the place into two phases. Phase one is the one that we're going to be starting this spring, and that's going to include temporary location for the Family Resource Center and the upstairs. They will be relocated to the downstairs into individual rooms, examination rooms and whatnot once we finish phase two. But phase one will begin spring of 2026 and will be completed by the end of 2026. So it'll be quite the undertaking, but phase one involves everything in the upstairs. And if anyone ever needs a tour, just get a hold of me and I'll be happy to walk you through so that you have a little more idea what we're doing. But the upstairs is the event center, the community kitchen, and right now a temporary space for the Family Resource Center. So that's going to include, this phase one will also include a lift and new bathrooms upstairs and downstairs. So we've got a lot on the table right now, but we've got some great partners that we're working with, including all of you. So with that, I'd like to express my gratitude for taking the time to hear us out. So thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, and I just wanted to follow up and say, thank you to this whole crew, and Jordan included. She's been a big part of the work. We also want to say special thanks to Otter Tail County. We were able to obtain a grant through the Department of Ed, through the federal government, and Otter Tail County is helping us manage that. But it was $500,000 for the Family Resource Center and spaces, as Dan talked about in phase 1 for the Bridge Center. So you will also see upcoming, we have a committee working on the capital campaign, and so soon to be, we will have some announcements with our capital campaign. And I just also want to say a special thanks to the youths who continue to show up. And tonight we carved pumpkins before we came here. We were able to use the Bridge Center to use that space to cover pumpkins. And Thursday night, included in the activities, Mr. Mayor, that you shared, we will be having the Great Pumpkin Trail, right? Is that what we named it? Yes, at the Peace Trail behind the pool and the park and Trinity there. So thank you all for the continued support, and yeah, to be continued with the Bridge Center.
Any questions for Stacy or the group? Anyone?
Sounds like good work.
Yeah. I appreciate all the enthusiasm and excitement for a building that's going to be yours to use in the future here.
Well, our communities, yeah.
Yeah, very, very good.
So, yeah, thank you.
So thank you. You're invited to stay for the whole meeting if you want.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 7 is street report. Superintendent Olson is.
Yes. Sounds like they got a lot going on there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Street side, we did hydrant flushing back in end of September, and I haven't been here since, but we still had quite a bit of colored water, and we flushed. It took us longer that day to flush than it ever has. And we ran some of these hydrants for 20-30 minutes before they would get clean. And then I was talking to Dennis from People Service, and they did some work on a clear well, cleaned it out, found sand, all kinds of rust in the bottom, and that had been at least 2 to 3 weeks ago, and we haven't had one phone call on discolored water since. So whatever they magically did up there certainly helped, and I'm very thankful for that, because it was getting very frustrating when people are calling constantly with discolored water, and we're trying to flush the system out and it's not working, it's just coming back. So that absolutely helped. Construction end, they got the first lift on 108 West, and then today they did mill from 3rd Street out to the dump road. So hopefully tomorrow, they got 2 lifts left over there. So hopefully they can get both of those on and then start up on 59 and hopefully get this wrapped up before it snows. So we're still in the middle of annual sewer jetting cleaning. It's been taking us a little longer this year with jumping around and different things coming up, but we'll get that here in the next couple days. So we continue sweeping leaves. We've been sweeping a lot whenever we haven't been jetting, or even when we are. I always have somebody's always in the sweeper trying to get the leaves picked up, but we'll go with that until it freezes or we get them all cleaned up. Winter equipment is all ready to go. We got our sand and salt all mixed for the season. Planters and light planters, we took all those down. We will be taking down the banners pretty soon also. Hopefully in the next week they'll get that done. We also have lowered 3 manholes in the intersections, and they're all manholes that are scary for us plow drivers, because they stick up about this far and you catch them. So what we did is we just kind of chiseled around them, took one ring out, dropped them down, so now we don't have to be so tense when we're coming up to that intersection. So, parks and campgrounds closed. Parks are all winterized. And we started hanging the pictures, the underwater pictures that they got on a grant today at the pool. So they look pretty cool. There's one outside. We're still waiting for some hardware to finish the other two, but they look really nice. And I think that's what I have for you on that end.
Any questions for Brian?
Are they still doing trees this fall? Planting trees?
No, they're not planting trees. They're going to plant in the spring. So they put the grates in, and then they had cones over them. Well, that's not very nice for winter. So now today they moved all those and filled them with the rock. So they'll go out for bids again, I believe, in the spring for trees.
Any other questions?
Are we doing anything with lights for Christmas or?
Lights, as far as
Christmas lights or decorations?
Yeah, we'll have our banners, and then we can't have banners and lights on the same poles anymore. So kind of like we had planters on some and banners on others.
Okay.
So we will try to get the Christmas lights out at least downtown corridor.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Pool furniture, what's that about?
That's coming up. That's coming up after the sand salt resolution. Or I can talk about that, whatever. Go ahead.
If there's no other questions, there a motion to approve the Parks and Streets report?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion second, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Okay, salt sand resolution number 2025-24.
Yep, that's the annual resolution that we passed to purchase sand salt from the county. If we run out, we're able to purchase through them through resolution. So I just need that passed. Same one every year.
Right. Looking for a motion to approve the resolution?
I move to approve resolution 2025-24.
Second?
Second.
Motion and second, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, motion carried. Then pool furniture.
Pool furniture. All right, so last summer, we didn't have enough furniture at the pool. And when the stuff that I did get really quickly didn't really hold up that well. I just ordered quick chairs, quick tables, and stuff like that. So I talked to Lance and Danielle, like, is there any money left over in the pool fund that we could purchase new furniture for the pool, which is desperately needed. So I got a quote for 20 like stackable chairs and 20 Adirondack type chairs and 10 like chase lounges, like we kind of what we have up there now, the ones that lay down, and then 3 tables, octagon 46-inch tables with umbrellas and stands, for a cost of $28,109.12 that I would like to be able to use the pool funds to purchase for the pool, if you would agree.
When will that be delivered? Yet
I won't order it for probably 2 weeks, so it'll come this winter. We will have it by spring.
You have room to store it all?
Yeah, we will. We'll get them in somewhere.
Okay.
But yeah.
Any other questions? If now we're looking for a motion to 28,000 what?
$109.12.
Okay, for pool furniture.
And we have the money in the pool fund?
Yes.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second? Motion second, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried.
Perfect. I got one more thing that I neglected to put in my original report. You will see the water slide at the pool coming down. They need, the big huge column has to be taken out, sent to Fargo and repainted. So they just contacted me today. They're not sure how they're going to get in there because the piece of equipment is 7 feet wide and our door is only 6. So so we'll see. But just so you know, that will be happening. So
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
Item number 8, law enforcement labor services, and that was in our packet, and there's three different bullet points or involve three different motions. And Lance, you're talking to this?
Yeah, we'll just start with the actual labor agreement, and in the packet I included just the things that were changed. I did say in my Friday report too, if anybody wants to see the entire agreement, it's in its entirety, just let me know and I can get it to you. But I just put this in the things that were changed, so we'll just kind of run through it here quickly. The things changed from the 24-25 agreement to the 26-27 agreement is the city will contribute $1,300 a month instead of $1,250 towards health insurance premiums. Premiums, I think, are going up about 12%, so this will help employees' out-of-pocket expense. So we'll increase that $50 a month, and then increase the HSA contribution for single coverage from $75 to $100. And for the family, it's from $150 to $200. So that's the city's contribution to the HSA account increase. And then there's some early, so there's one thing on this 19.1. It's not early retirement incentive. It's an early notification of retirement incentive. So if someone is getting close to retirement and if they notify the city with it from before July 1st of the calendar year of the prior year of their retirement, the sick leave payout will increase from 30% to 50%. That's just a great incentive, especially for police department, to get someone in place before that retirement and have someone actually be able to fill in time to get them hired, to get them trained, and have them be able to do shifts without being in training and stuff. So by the time that person retires, we'll have someone in place hopefully by that time. So that's what the meaning behind that language. And then there's just the updated wage schedule. So in 26, there's an increase of 5%, and then in 27, an increase of 4% to the wages. Sergeant pay, instead of 68 cents per hour more for the sergeant, we went to a 7%, an additional 7% for the sergeant pay. Part-time employees. Previously, these part-time officers were getting step increases each year. Here we added language, they won't get their step increase until they put in that 2,080 hours, which is a full year of work. Also, the investigator position, right now we don't have an investigator, but for future, the language stated previously it was $120 per month for that investigator position. Now it will be an additional 5% in wages for that investigator position. And then FTO, field training officers, whenever we hire a new officer, then there's field training. Previously we weren't paying anything for the field training officer. Now we will pay an additional 3% for any time that they're doing field training duties. I believe those are all the changes, so that would be the first resolution to pass, would be that 2025-21, just approving the labor agreement.
Councilman Markgraf and I served on a committee with Lance and met with the union and the police. Councilman Markgraf, do you have anything to add?
Nothing significant other than negotiations went seamlessly. There was some give and take on both sides, which was way cheaper than hiring an attorney to do it. And I think we came out good, and I think the police department believes they came out good. Good agreement, I believe.
Council have any questions? If there's no questions, we're looking for a motion to pass resolution 2025-21.
I'll make a motion to pass the resolution number 2025-21.
A second.
Motion second. Discussion. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Then we have resolution 2025-22 approving memorandum of agreement.
Yeah, so this is just the exact same memorandum of agreement from the 24-25 labor agreement. It just extends it for the next for 26 and 27, and it has to do with just using sick time for mental health and then providing counseling services, which we do through our EAP. So it's basically just what was said in 25 or 24, 25, and it's just extending it through 26 and 27.
Yeah, it was due to expire, so we just moved it forward. No new language.
Looking for a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve resolution number 2025-22.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion second, discussion, discussion, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. And the last bullet point, letter of agreement. Lance?
This as well is just the same as what we had the last 2 years. We're just extending it for another 2 years, and it has to do with our hiring incentive. It seemed to really work well when we hired our 2 new officers. So we're just looking to extend that for another 2 years. And that hiring incentive is a $15,000 total, which is, they receive $2,500 after their probationary period, which is 6 months, and then if they stick around for 3 years of service, they receive the additional $12,500.
Looking for a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Discussion? 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 Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 9 is non-union employee benefit proposal for 2026, and that was also in the packet. Lance or Danielle, I don't know which one of you wanted to speak to this.
I can talk about it. It's just the non-union proposal for 2026, which follows closely with the union. The increase of 5% in wages. The insurance would be the same as what we just talked about, increasing it from $1,250 a month to $1,300 a month for the premium contribution from the city, and then that HSA contribution from $75 to $100 for the single coverage, and from $150 to $200 on the family coverage.
Questions? If there are no questions, there is a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and second. Discussion? 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 Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 10, office personnel. Danielle.
Yep. Lance and I had performed job interviews this last week. We had some really good applicants, and we would like council to consider hiring Gina Ernst as our utility clerk at step 2 for $21.38. She would she'd be able to start on Monday if council approves her.
Any questions for Danielle or Lance? If no questions, there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and second. Discussion? 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 Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Item number 11 is Pelican Rapids Aquatic Center pay request number 18 from Hammers Construction, and that was in our packet. Lance, do you want to speak to that?
Yes, this is finally our final payment to Hammers for the pool project. We finally received all the lien waivers, all the other paperwork to finalize the project. All the work is done. The architect is requesting that we pay the final amount to include the retainage and everything, which is $260,461.28.
Any questions? Monday, we did a walkthrough of the aquatic center, and the architect was here and came up with some punch list items that they're going to present to the contractor. So it isn't done.
That's the warranty walkthrough,
Yeah.
so that, I mean, all the work is complete, but it's just the 1-year warranty that we went through and that they'll do some touch-up work.
I move we make the final pay request, or payment as
Second.
requested.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion. 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 Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried.
So this will be the final payment, we'll be able to close it out, and then I'll be able to request, so we still have about $300,000 left from that state grant that I'll be able to request now, and we'll be able to get those funds as well, so then we can close everything out, so.
Okay. Thank you. Item number 12, notice of award, Pelican River Rock Art Rapids. Lance.
Okay, this is the DNR project on the river there, the little small rock rapids. They had a bid opening last Thursday. Minnesota Native Landscapes had the lowest bid of $89,725, and this is just the notice of award that needs to be signed by the city to accept that bid and move forward with the project.
That was a DNR covered deal too, right?
Yeah, there's still enough money in there to cover the project and the engineering costs and things, so any costs that we get, we pay, and then we send in and get a reimbursement from the DNR.
What was the schedule on this, the work?
So they are talking, they could start the project in later November or December, it said, is the
Okay.
last I've heard, so.
I'll make a motion to move forward with the Pelican River Rock Arch.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. 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 Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Moving along, item number 13, we have Economic Development Director Jordan Grossman here, and she's going to give us some updates, and I think she has 4 items, but we can include them in one motion, Jordan?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, good evening. Do about a few things this evening. We can start with, I believe, the first bullet point. I have an EDA agenda in front of me, not a city council agenda. I think the first bullet point is a grant through MPCA for electronic vehicle charging. So there is grant funding available right now. There are primary and secondary cities that they're kind of looking for applications from, and Pelican is a secondary city. So I will be back to you with more information on it before an application gets submitted, but I have started doing some preliminary work on this grant application and would like to get your approval to move forward to apply to have at least one fast charger in the city limits in Pelican. Any questions on that one?
Will that be operated by the city then, or?
Yeah, I'll be back to you with more information. But there's a lot of different ways that you could apply. If you have an area close to other energy efficiency projects like solar, you get a few extra points. So if we were to look at areas by the liquor store, probably city-owned, that could be beneficial for an application. We'll be reaching out to some businesses for some letters of support, so something to keep in mind. Any other questions? Okay, great. A business incentive application came into the EDA board looking for, they're giving recommendation to you to approve the city property tax rebate business incentive application for due drop-in. This is economic development incentive under business incentives. It's a tiered property tax rebates program. Year 1, 70% of city taxes get paid back to the owner. Year 2, 50%, and year 3, 30%. Due drop-in is the former Family Dollar, which is now the laundromat. Will be a gym in the next 30 to 60 days, and some more commercial space for rent. So, looking for your approval on their business incentive application. Do you have any questions? Great. Okay. I'm trying to work on not saying great when you don't have questions. It's okay if you do. Next is our facade improvement program, a grant program through the EDA as well. Trinity Church applied for up to $5,000 of matching funds to do some seal coating on their parking lot. That is kind of a community parking lot. It is their parking lot, and I know there's more conversation to be had about how to support them with maintenance long term, but right now they're looking for some matching grant dollars up to $5,000, and the EDA is recommending that to council for approval. So, do you have any questions on that application?
Wow.
Okay. What do I have next? I have IAG Commercial. Zach Synagard is online, and I will let him introduce himself and chat with you guys, just some background, and then Lance, maybe while he's talking, if you wanted to pull up the GIS map. The city has a decent amount of land that has been talked about being sold or not sold or developed or not developed over the last course of 2.5 years with me, and I believe way longer than that before me. So I've worked with quite a few different agencies and realtors looking at options, bounced some ideas off the EDA board, and they want to have you listen to Zach here about some potential options with city land in the future. So take it away, Zach.
Well, good morning, Mayor, Council, or good morning, good evening, Council members. My name is Zach Synagard. I'm with IAG Commercial Real Estate. And I did prepare a slide deck. Am I able to share my screen? Is that possible?
Yeah, if I stop sharing here, I think you'll be able to. So go ahead.
All right, are you able to see that all right?
Yes.
All right. Well, just a little bit about me. I've been in the real estate industry since 2019, so I've been licensed for just about 6 years. I've been with IAG Commercial for 2 years now. Come from a law background. I graduated from the University of St. Thomas School of Law in Minneapolis there in 2019 and jumped right into commercial real estate. I'm also a veteran. I served 8 years in the Army National Guard from 2015 to 2023, and deployed for a year to the Middle East and served in Kuwait, Qatar, Jordan, and Afghanistan during the withdrawal. So that's just a little bit about me. Keynote of affiliation for what I do is I'm with EDAM, the Economic Development Association of Minnesota. We find it very beneficial for our clients to be involved and associated with that organization as it promotes economic development across the state. So that's just something I wanted to note there too. IEG, so who are we? Our mission is making communities better by helping clients make wise real estate decisions. So essentially our elevator pitch is we're a niche real estate company. We help our clients strategically plan, buy, sell, lease, and build commercial and industrial real estate. So services would be strategic planning consulting. We are your typical, what you would think of as far as a commercial realtor or commercial brokerage. So we help our clients lease, buy, sell, and build commercial and industrial real estate. But we also offer owners rep construction management and investment services as well. So industries we serve, obviously the one at the top there is kind of my specialty within IEG Commercial, helping our government clients achieve their real estate goals. We also help our corporate, nonprofit, and investor clients as well. Some examples of similar current clients and past clients that we've worked with, similar to Pelican Rapids. Current clients of ours is the city of Dayton. We're basically their broker on retainer. So essentially if they would like to acquire any property or sell any property, we'd be ready to jump right in and help with them on that. The city of Sartell, we're actually helping them with a redevelopment project on the Mill District site there. It's just kind of showing a wide range of services that we can offer. And also we work with Chisago County EDA HRA to actually list and sell a couple of their parcels as well. And some past clients that we worked with Wright County, City of St. Cloud, City of Minneapolis, and the City of Brooklyn Park. So we go all over the state, and we're eager to help our government clients. So basically our role, we exist to supplement our client's department as their real estate department, essentially. You can think of us as our third-party consultancy. We kind of go away when you don't need us, but we're there when you do need us. And we're really just an addition to your team, if you can think of us like that. So yeah, we essentially help our clients plan, define, and deliver on any sort of desired real estate strategy. And then I won't read through this word for word, but it's just showing that we have a science behind our listing process, and it's clearly defined step by step. And in each one of these sub-steps as well, my role and title at IG Commercial is an advisor. I'm not I don't call myself a realtor per se, even though I am licensed. We call ourselves advisors because each step of the process, we really look to achieve our clients' real estate goals and help that in that direction, and advise on every step of the way, all with the umbrella of economic development and achieving our government clients' real estate goals. So, and just a note on this too, I'm more than happy to share this slide deck as well if you'd like to take a further look at it. I can just gather some contact information and send it off. So, the sites itself. So, I've got a couple pictures, snapshots from the GIS website there. So I guess the question I'd have for you all is, what are your thoughts on these sites? What are the goals for the sites? What would you like to see? We like to start off with that question just to kind of gather the intent for, what does the future of the property look like? And, how can we, as IG Commercial, help achieve that and utilize our vast network as well in helping identify them here? So I guess I would turn the question on you all as, does anything stand out? Does anything come to mind? I'd be happy to share my thoughts as well, though.
He already knows mine, so he's talking to you guys. Yeah.
For context, this is like 75 acres by Colony Apartments. This is across the road, the old water tower.
Yep. Well, I'd personally like to see single-family home development made in the 75-acre plot. I don't know what the likelihood of that is, being no water, sewer, curb, or gutter out there, but and probably a small business in the old water tower site.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, and a note on that too, as part of our services and clientele and kind of the corporate arena, we actually do a lot of land acquisition work and site selection work for builders that service mostly the Twin Cities area, but we also have a network that could expand further as well. So that could be a great introduction right there alone that comes to mind when you make that comment. So,
one of the concerns I have is the pond we have doesn't smell good. How can you sell something to somebody to build a house knowing that that's still there?
Sure. Well, I guess I would say that I'd like to, get a little bit further information on it if there's some reports or further data on that. But as far as that particular, where would that be on the site? I just would like to.
Just north.
To the north.
North, yeah.
On
north
the
off the screen here.
Yeah, like 9th Street Northwest, the larger portion. There's holding ponds.
Okay. Well, I mean that's a good point. It's something that we could look into a little bit further and figure out how to best market. It might be brought up in some, as far as a builder coming in, a developer, as part of the kind of the phase 1 environmental due diligence period. But I would have to, honestly, I'd have to get back to you on that and do a little bit of research to figure out how you could best market that appropriately. But it's definitely something to know.
Any other council comments?
Thoughts or ideas on some of these sites?
I think one that's not being said is there is no specific, we will only sell it if this comes. I think that the city council is very open to opportunity depending on what it looks like. So single family is always great, but commercial or residential development would be okay, possibly, right?
Sure.
I'm speaking for you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know, I think personally, I think there could be a wide variety of uses here that could be, very good. And, it starts to kind of get, paint a picture a little bit about your intent and kind of what you would like to see there. And then in turn, I would take that and start, open the Rolodex, if you will, to start asking questions, speaking with developers, gauging their interest level of the site. So they could be residential developers, it could be commercial, even industrial, something like that could really kick off discussion and figure out what the best end user would be in accordance with the city's goals, of course. Any other further thoughts or discussion before I move on? I know I don't have a whole lot of time here.
I think you're good.
Okay. Well, I'd be happy to answer further questions, and like I said, I can always share this slide deck as well. So the fee, something that gets, of course, on everybody's mind when it comes to these types of services. Our standard fee would be 7% of the final purchase price if there was a co-broker involved. So what does that mean? A co-broker would be essentially somebody that would represent the buyer. So in this case, if I did proceed and represent you all as the listing agent and the seller, another broker might come along that has a buyer that would be interested in the site, and in which case that would kind of trigger that co-broker relationship. So if 7% was the fee in that situation, then that would be split 50-50 between IG Commercial and then whoever the co-broker would be, that brokerage. Now, however, if we were able to work directly with the buyer and the buyer is not represented by a brokerage, then the fee would go down to 6%. So, and also depending on some of the goals and ultimate sale price of the property, there would be needed probably some additional language that would address the property if it was sold at a discount. For example, $1. Obviously in this scenario here, as the percentage of the commissions are laid out, the 7% of $1 isn't much at all. So there would just need to be further discussion and some language that we built into a listing agreement in that case. So, any questions on that? All right, well, that's pretty much all I had. I just kind of wanted to give a very brief overview of who I am, who IAG Commercial is, kind of get the gears turning a little bit, gather your thoughts on the sites. And now that I have a little bit of direction and some comments and feedback, it'd be interesting to kind of dive into this deeper and figure out who the best end user buyer would be. So, pending that, any other questions that I can answer or any comments or feedback?
Not just yet.
I think if we do have comments, we could relay them to Jordan, and then she could relay them to you.
Sure, absolutely. And I can share this, if it's best, I can share this slide deck with Jordan as well, and then she can distribute appropriately. So.
Sure. Thank you, Zach.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much for your time today.
Appreciate it. Anything else, Jordan?
Think on that. I will get that slide deck, and if you want to look at it a little bit more, I think that'd be great as we come into winter to get going. So we'll talk about it at our next CDA meeting and then come back here and hopefully make a plan. So let me know if you have any questions in the interim. But
so is using IAG, are we looking at they're going to list it, like we're going to vote and agree to have them list that property instead of selling it, the city selling it themselves?
Correct. Yes. Yeah. So I've attempted, as far like the one right across the road, had a lot of conversation, honestly, probably more than was needed for where we're at now. I think we've had success in the industrial park. I think the size of it, potentially continuing to do it that way could work. But to see some real traction, I think after all of the dollars that have been spent in town by every other agency, right, to see some more redevelopment happening is out of a CETA wheelhouse. So the for sale by owner, I don't think is the best way to go anymore. We tried it. We tried it. And the one thing that Zach didn't mention, which I can have him follow up in writing, is more than likely there'd be a partnership that they would build with a local agent. They would pick the local agent if necessary, so it's not you guys deciding if it should be somebody on Main Street or somebody from the area or somebody's wife, you know. That would be their responsibility and their choice, and something that I found, you know, smart. I think when talking to a lot of agencies who provide this service, that they're recognizing that that would be beneficial. So, yes, would be looking to list with them.
I think largely, as we discussed at the EDA meeting, the connections that they have is so vast. They, you know, and especially in commercial, it doesn't really matter most times if it's local or not local. I think that's why I think during our meeting at the EDA, we thought it was a good idea to at least present this to the council and see where the council's at on it. And it's my fault. And it's my fault. I had Jordan ask him to talk to us.
So if there's any direction or like anything else you're wanting to see before your next meeting at the end of November, let me know so we can be prepared if you're looking for something else.
But at this time, we're looking for a motion to approve those 4 different EDA updates.
Yes.
So moved. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion
Second.
second. Discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Thank you, Jordan. Item number 14, Administrator Report. Lance?
Since the last meeting, I attended an ordinance committee meeting, attended the weekly 59-108 construction meetings, met with Apex Engineering about the punch list for the 59-108 project, attended an EDA meeting, attended the Emergency Management Summit held by Otter Tail County here in Pelican Rapids. Danielle and I participated in the pre-pricing call and wrap-up call for the 59-108 project funding bonds. Attended the MCMA regional member meeting, met with Justin and Nick of MnDOT about downtown snow removal. Danielle and I conducted interviews for the utility clerk position, attended the League of Minnesota Cities Fall Forum of 5 different webinars on various topics, and then completed the 1-year warranty walkthrough of the pool with design intent. Any questions?
Thank you. Thank you, Lance. Item number 15, Mayor Report, just a few items in the last couple of weeks. Conducted 2 street videos, and Jordan was the main brain thrust behind this to get the information out to the public. Attended the EDA meeting, attended the 11th Annual Otter Tail County Emergency Management Summit at the Pelican Rapids High School on October 16th. Attended an ordinance meeting here at City Hall. Attended 4 different League of Minnesota Cities webinars here at City Hall. Was a recap on the Emergency Management Summit meeting here last Friday with Police Chief Quaintance and myself and others joining us by Zoom. Yesterday, met with Administrator Roysum to plan the agenda for this afternoon's meeting, and then yesterday met with the architect for a walkthrough on the 1-year warranty of materials at the Aquatic Center. Any questions? Thank you. Okay, item number 15 is a closed meeting. It says at this point, the City Council meeting will be closed to discuss the purchase of property according to Minnesota statutes 13D.03, 13D.05, subdivision 3, and this is for 48 North Broadway. So at this time, we're going to recess our City Council meeting. It'll take a few minutes before we go into the closed meeting.